Hujambo msikilizaji na karibu katika Gashis Kaman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Today, the Council of Governors settled on the leadership of Mobi Waiguru. Mobi means creator, and this is a name that was given to Kikuyu women who were potters. And ukiangalia utaona kwamba Mobi Waiguru kama tunavyojua is somebody who is badly tainted. So tunajua hivi because you cannot talk of Waiguru in Kenya without talking about corruption. And ukiangalia utaona kwamba Waiguru was actually impeached by the MCAs. The MCA actually impeached him, and it went all the way to the Senate, and it took the heart of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to save Mobi Waiguru. Kwa hivyo aliokolewa na mkono wa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, only to betray him much later. And this is a bad day for the devolution, if you ask me, because if we remember the case of the scandal of NYS, ambapo pesa zilikuwa zinabebwa kwa magunia, and pesa zilikuwa zinabebwa kwa magunia na zinaenda kufichwa na zinaenda kutumika. And I think Mobi Waiguru has a case in court, and it has to do with corruption and embezzlement of funds, misappropriation of funds when she was a governor on her first term. Today, I want us to look at the reason why Ruto has settled, or why the Council of Governors have settled on Waiguru. So if you enjoy this channel for the first time, kindly subscribe, like this video, comment, share, and like. The first reason is because, as I have always said in this channel, that the eyes of politicians normally look at the next general elections, whereas readers look at the generation. Sasa hawa wanaangalia 2027. They have forgotten 2022. So the eyes are on 2027 and beyond. And the first reason why this person was nominated, the chairperson of the Council of Governors, is because she was actually fronted by William Samoei Ruto. So Ruto fronted her with the reasons on 2027, because as we know now, chances of Gachagua being Ruto's running mate are becoming slimmer day by day. Kutokana na vile ambavyo tunajua, I don't know whether our viewers, you have asked yourself why Ruto has not named the cabinet so far. Mpaka sasa hajatagaza baraza la mawaziri. I'm going to get more information and will come on air giving the reason why he has not done so. So Waiguru is likely to be Ruto's running mate in 2027. And in 2037, that's the second reason, she is likely to be fronted by William Samoei Ruto as the presidential candidate. And that's why I've said that the dynasty of the Geman Kalenjin is here to stay. Kwa sababu wanaangalia wanaona kwamba umri wa Rigathi Gachagua, who is now 61, by the time Ruto will be retiring, Gachagua will be over 70. And I think the best person to succeed William Samoei Ruto, according to them, is none other than a Kikuyu who happens to be Waiguru. So he is being prepared for the future. Sababu ya tatu ni kwamba when you look at Waiguru, utaona kwamba she is not controversial. She is soft, like she's a softie. And you remember when the NYS scandals were being investigated, she had to resign from Uhuru Kenyatta's government during the first time. Na wakati ambapo walisema kwamba joto imezidi, and she said she had asked Uhuru to give her lighter jobs. It's only a quitter who can say this. It's only somebody who is soft. It's somebody ambaye hawezi akasimama kwa miguu yake miwili. Ni kama tu ile nyugu ambayo imesema majina ambayo yalikuwa napewa watu ambao walikuwa wakitengeneza vile vyugu, wafinyanzi wa vyugu. Kwa hivyo kidipo labda she is very fragile, and that is why she was actually nominated, kwa sababu she is not controversial. She cannot give anybody headache. Compare her with Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is strong-headed. Is somebody who is even very difficult to convince. Somebody who is very difficult to work with. Having worked with Arap Moi, having been hardened by Kibaki, having also been hardened by Uhuru Kenyatta, you find that is somebody who is very, very controversial. So unlike Gachagua, Waiguru is not controversial. Unlike watu kama Orego na wengine ambao labda wakichaguliwa pale wanaweza wakaleta mitafaruku mingi. The other reason is because she has money. And you see, if Ruto only like working with people who has money, people with money are likely to attract William Samoei Ruto, kwa sababu labda wakati mmoja au mwingine anahitaji kutumia zile pesa zao. And that is how Rigathi Gachagua came to be Ruto's running mate, because of his means. His deep pockets enabled him to mobilize people. His deep pockets enabled him Ruto's campaign. Na hivyo ndivyo ilivyo kwamba Anne Waiguru ni mtu ambaye ana mfuko mzito. He has a lot of money, and having been a cabinet secretary, having been a governor, you can imagine the kind of money this woman has. I think the bank accounts must be very fat. The other thing is that when you look at this person will be used to rally the Gema nation behind her and behind the government. Kwa sababu kile ambacho tunajua ni kwamba currently ukiangalia utaona kwamba the Gema nation ni kama wameanza kujiuliza maswali mawili matatu, especially at time like this when the standard of living, the cost of living is skyrocketing, the price of commodities has hit sky high. Ni mambo ambayo watu wameanza kulalamika. In fact, ukienda Nakuru sasa hivi, ukienda Naivasha sasa hivi, unajua jana nilikuwa Naivasha, na the debate that is there is not something that is very encouraging, because people are saying, why should the dry port be removed from Naivasha, whereas the people of the coast did not vote for William Samoei Ruto? It is the Gema who gave him the many votes in Nakuru. So kwa nini wafanywe hivi? Wengi wameanza kulalamika, and I think that is one reason why Anne Waiguru is being used to rally the support of the Gema behind her. The other reason why she was fronted by William Samoei Ruto is actually to eclipse Rigathi Gachagua. Ukiangalia utaona kwamba in Mount Kenya currently we don't have a kingpin, kwa sababu baada ya kuondoka kwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, people are not ready to rally behind Rigathi Gachagua. And I think Ruto must be getting a lot of information. Lazima anapashwa habari na NIS, because kama kuna watu ambao wanajua habari nyingi za kisiasa, vile ambavyo mambo yanaendelea, ni watu wa NIS. And people, Ruto must be very much aware that people cannot rally behind Rigathi Gachagua. Na kile ambacho kipo ni kwamba anataka kumtumia to tame Rigathi Gachagua. Kwa sababu ukiangalia utaona kwamba if this man is not contained, he's likely to bring a lot of confusion in William Samoei Ruto's government. Kwa hivyo kile ambacho anataka, kwa sababu unaona watu wengi hawakujua ni kwa nini hata Ruto anasema ya kwamba Mudavadi ndiye ambaye atakuwa katika atakuwa akifanyia kazi katika ile ofisi ilikuwa ya makamu wa rais, ya naibu wa rais. Ile ofisi ilikuwa ya William Samoei Ruto. Mudavadi atakuwa akifanyia kazi pale. Nothing happens out of coincidence in politics. Kwa hivyo kile ambacho kinafanyika pale ni kwamba he want to be tamed. Ruto want to tame Rigathi Gachagua in all ways, and Anne Waiguru na here comes in handy. Kwa hivyo ndivyo ambavyo watu wanamuona hapa. Kwa hivyo usijiulize kwa nini unampata pale. The other reason is because of royalty. This is somebody who is very royal, and if you want to know that this woman is very royal, ni mtu ambaye si mtu ambaye anaweza akapiga mambo mengi. Ni mtu ambaye unlike William Samoei Ruto, who is very confrontational, and like Rigathi Gachagua, who is also very divisive. When you come to Anne Waiguru is somehow humble, and ni mtu ambaye anaweza kujinyenyekea, kuonyesha unyenyekevu mbele ya kiongozi, vile viongozi wengine. Kwa hivyo tofauti kabisa na watu wengine. The other reason, by being royal, then she becomes very easy to manipulate. And you see, kile ambacho kipo ni kwamba in one way or the other, Ruto will want to influence the devolution. He will want to maybe some things, some activities carried out by the governors. And the easiest person to use is none other than Anne Waiguru, by the virtue of her royalty, by the virtue of not being very divisive. Na kile ambacho kiko ni kwamba atakuwa akitumika sana na serikali ya juu, the national government. Serikali ya kitaifa itakuwa ikimtumia kabisa kuhakikisha kwamba masuala fulani yamepitishwa katika ugatuzi. So that is why he was being fronted, and she has been successful. The other reason why she has been fronted and she has actually succeeded is because when you look at this lady, she seems to know a lot about the government. Remember, she has worked with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Remember, it is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta who brought Anne Waiguru to the treasury. Ndiye ambaye alimleta pale na akamleta tena katika siasa. So this means that this lady knows too much about the government, knows too much about the secretary in the government, knows too much about Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And you see, when she now comes as a big asset, kwamba wakati Ruto anataka kujua habari fulani kuhusu serikali hapa ni nini ilikuwa inaendelea, Uhuru alikuwa anafanya nini hapa, basi itakuwa ni wakati ambapo atakuwa kimwendea Anne Waiguru kujua habari zingine, hata siri zingine ambazo zimefichwa kabisa. Remember, no two people can keep a secret unless one of them is dead. Kwa hivyo atakuwa hapa akitumiwa kufichua siri zingine ambazo hazijulikani. I don't know what you think, because that is my take. Because if you ask me, I don't see any other reason why Anne Waiguru was being fronted, and I understand they did everything to ensure that this lady won the chair of the Council of Governors. It was actually a matter of life and death, because you see, one thing I've always said about Ruto is somebody who takes things very seriously. Even when he fails, he fails when he has tried. I want you to remember what I've always been saying, that the presidency, according to William Samoei Ruto, was a matter of life and death. Remember, I said the presidency to him, I had said, I have not seen somebody who is so ambitious, who had taken the presidency with all his heart, all his mind, and he could do anything to win the presidency. And for sure he did. He did everything to ensure that he was declared the president. And again, remember the 2012 constitution, the constitution that was passed in 2012. This is 2012 or 2010. 2010 constitution. Kama unakumbuka vizuri sana, alikuwa katika mlego mmoja na kanisa, akipiga katiba hii, alipiga kwa udi na uvumba. He did everything to ensure that this constitution was rejected in the referendum. Although he failed having fought the battle. So I think here, people have to keep watching this space, because Anne Waiguru is a person to watch in Mount Kenya. Anne Waiguru is a person to watch in this country. Because you see, as I've said, people are now planning for 2027 and beyond. And that is your take. That's my take. So if you are here, as I said in the beginning, and you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. This is Akalia TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. And may you have a great weekend. Bye-bye.